Could an unlikely duo be the key for the Edmonton Oilers in their pursuit of getting back to the Stanley Cup for the second straight year? We'll get to that in just a moment as we welcome you into the 5-minute edition of Power Plays powered by FanDuel. Carlo, if I told you at the beginning of the postseason that Podkolzin and Kapanen would be key members of a second line with Leon Draisaitl, would you have believed me?
Yeah, I'd tell you to find another job because that's something that you couldn't convince anybody on. But it's been what's worked for the Edmonton Oilers. And Chris Knoblauch deserves a ton of credit for where the Edmonton Oilers are right now because they have found success with the depth of their roster. You look at the last series against the Vegas Golden Knights, 13 of the 16 goals scored were from players not named McDavid and Draisaitl. And Draisaitl, for the great goal scorer and the great playoff performer that we know him to be, he was asked to play more of a shutdown role, and he did it alongside Kapanen and Podkolzin, and Kapanen ultimately scoring this series clinching goal in overtime for the Edmonton Oilers. So the Edmonton Oilers, led by Chris Knoblauch, are pushing a lot of the right buttons right now, and that second line with Draisaitl, Kapanen, and Podkolzin have been a big reason to their success.
As if it couldn't get worse for Maple Leaf fans. Kasperi Kapanen, a Leaf cast-off, is contributing in a major way for the Edmonton Oilers. Let's talk about the top goal scorer in this series between Dallas and Edmonton. Best bet, is it Draisaitl, is it Rantanen, or is it Connor McDavid?
I'm going Connor McDavid plus 500 on this one. Because I know Rantanen and I know Draisaitl are both guys that have scored a ton of goals. Rantanen has got 9, Draisaitl has 5. But the Edmonton Oilers are in the Western Conference Final without having the Connor McDavid performance yet, where he puts a team on his back and he leads them to victory. And I just feel like this is going to be one of those series, because the Edmonton Oilers got to this point with a team effort. This is going to be one of those series where you're going to see a heroic performance. And what better guy to do it than the best guy in the game that plays hockey? So at plus 500, you're getting great value. He's got 3 goals right now in the playoffs. It's a small number for him to be where the Edmonton Oilers are at. I expect a big series from McDavid.
Stuart Skinner on one side, Jake Ottinger on the other. I might look at Mikko Rantanen with the value there for the Dallas Stars. Let's talk about a couple of guys who have either returned in the case of Jason Robertson or on the verge of doing so in Mattias Ekholm. What's the bigger storyline heading into this series?
Well, to me, it's Mattias Ekholm because he's a top-pairing shutdown defenseman that the Edmonton Oilers have had great success without. Yes, Jason Robertson came back into the lineup against the Winnipeg series, but Dallas has had other guys leading the way, like Mikko Rantanen. Mikael Granlund's had a big series. Thomas Harley on defense has helped lead the way. Tyler Seguin's had a nice rebound in playoffs. So I don't think the Dallas Stars necessarily have to rely on a Robertson. To me, he's just an added bonus if he can find a way to get his game going. Only 1 point in 6 games, but a healthy Mattias Ekholm can do wonders for a Blue Line that's been treading water pretty good without him right now.
Maybe a healthy Jason Robertson could help out the struggling Matt Duchene, who has no goals. He's a -9 in the postseason. He was Dallas's leading scorer in the regular season. What's gone wrong?
Yeah, this one's a tough one to sort of understand with, the outstanding season he had production-wise in the regular season. For him to have 0 goals in this playoffs and the Dallas Stars be in the Western Conference Finals is a surprise to me. I'd probably have to look deeper and see the type of chances he's getting. Maybe it'd be more of a topic of conversation if the Dallas Stars were losing or weren't at this point. But the fact that they're getting more contributions from other guys in the lineup, maybe he's asked to be playing a different role. He's a second-line center iceman. They need somebody to play a shutdown role. Maybe he's just embracing that right now.
All right, I have a same-game parlay to present, and hopefully you are in complete and utter agreement with me on this SGP, Coco. So I like Dallas in Game 1. Edmonton, dating back to 2020, is 3-10 in game number 1s. I think Dallas takes care of business on home ice. Rupe Hintz to record a point. He's on the top line. He's on the top power play with a guy you may have heard of, Mikko Rantanen, perhaps the hottest player in the National Hockey League. And the alt over of 5.5 goals. I think you'll see a lot of scoring between these two teams starting in game number 1 this evening. Are you with me?
Of course. Hey, look, Game 1 for overs, it's been somewhat of a consistent trend. We saw it last night in Florida, Carolina. I like the fact that there's going to be a lot of goals in this one.
This series will be awesome. It all gets going later this evening. The Stars and the Oilers. Thanks for being with us. The 5-minute edition of Power Plays, powered by FanDuel.